Hello, everybody, and welcome back to week number 4 to FF Podcast. This is our 4th week, and we're staying consistent. We weren't just one and done. We're here for the year.
That's right. We're here for the whole year.
You're going to have to deal with our experts, your experts, your new experts, for the whole year. And you're going to watch us grow. We're going to get better and better every single week.
Yeah, and his hair's going to get more and more in his face, too, the longer we go.
No, it might actually get cut soon.
That'd be nice. So, yes, we welcome you very much and appreciate you tuning in. Again, we say don't forget to like, subscribe, do all those things. We, again, appreciate you being on board with us. We got a lot of good stuff today. Do you want to start us off or what?
We got some background or some help from us, and people said to move the camera closer, and we got a new setup. We moved locations. Let us know what you think. We're closer to the camera, so I can almost touch you. And we're ready to get into the week. What do you want to start with?
Well, I want to kind of go over our studio changes as well. Remember the Canelo and Crawford fight and how they turned Allegiant Stadium into the fight, and then they turned it back for the Raiders. Well, I wish we had the time lapse here. We did so much work to get this studio all moved around. People, hundreds of people involved to get this to look like we have it now. So
we had a line out the front door, like, we'll help you for free. Like, we're so famous. It's like crazy.
What can we do, right? So we made all those changes, and here we go. Yeah, let's dive into it. You want to start out? Let's talk a little bit about fantasy. How'd you do? Who performed well? Who's doing well out there in the league, and we'll go from there. So,
all right. Well, I didn't write it down, so I do have it on my phone. I had a rough week, but I lucked out because the guy wasn't taking care of his team, and that's not my problem.
Anytime you can struggle and you get a win, that's always a good sign. So you're the only 3-0 team in our league now, right?
I am, and I play the reigning champion this week.
And you put up, what, like 94 points this week?
And I won.
Yeah, you guys did struggle, but at the same time, you were fortunate that you didn't have a very strong team this week. So
I was projected to be the 9th worst team in our league, and I'm in first right now. And I don't think with a 3-0 start, I'll drop down under 8.
And we talked about the Jamar. You have 2 Bengals on your team, and with Joe Burrow out, it did seem to hurt you a little bit this week. But I just believe that they're still going to have to throw it a lot. Their defenses for, I believe, Chase Brown and Jamar Chase will come back.
People are saying it's time to panic, and like if you're in a training league, which we're not, so I'm stuck with these guys. People are saying to panic, but I'm not panicking. I'm sticking strong with my guys. I'm gonna start them, and if they keep doing bad, it's okay. It's fine. I'm gonna be confident with them.
I think the only thing that you might struggle with is maybe some inconsistency, right? They might not, with Burrow in there, you'd probably see consistent numbers.
Yeah.
They might struggle from time to time like they did this week. Of course, the Vikings just did a blitzkrieg on them. I mean, they were up by 21.
Yeah, I feel like they would have done a lot more if they just didn't get shut out. Yeah. I think they need to look at trading for a quarterback, and people are saying Kirk Cousins.
Possibly. And some people are saying that the Giants might let Russell Wilson go, and that might be the next one. So you'll get Russell Wilson over there in Cincinnati possibly, but that's still down the road. So my team did a lot better. I did have to eke out a win. I mean, I played my brother. I beat him by
you would have smoked me.
I had like 148 points. I think you had 94. I had several players. I'm really happy about my running backs.
Jonathan Taylor.
Picked up Jordan Mason. He was one of my last draft picks.
He did good. He had like 15.
Yeah, 25. And Nico Collins came around. He had 21. And then Lamar Jackson was very consistent again at 33. So, okay, let's dive right into looking at some fantasy players, not necessarily on our team, but overall how they did this week. Our top performers in our league and the ones that struggled that were projected to do quite a bit better than they did.
So why don't you start off with the quarterbacks?
I will. I'll do quarterbacks. I'll dive into running backs. You do receivers, tight ends.
And then we'll just skim over to kickers and defense.
That's right. So I just kind of listed the top 5 in our league as far as by position. Number 1 this week. Can you guess who number 1 this week was?
I'm thinking Lamar.
No, Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams had 37 points in our league.
Wow.
17 more than he was projected. Number 2 was Hurts. So we're seeing some people that obviously haven't been up there before. 36 points for him, so he was about 14 points above his projection. And then Lamar came in at third. He had 33, about 10 points above projection. And then Geno in the Raiders, 32 points for him, about 14 above projection.
The reason why he has so many points is because he just threw it to that little fast mother trucker.
That trade trucker, that little fast little trucker. And then 5 was Josh Allen, your guy, 29 points, about 4 above.
1/3 of my team, about.
Yeah, but he enough to do it. So he's, we're seeing some familiar names up there, some people that we expect to be up there at the beginning of the year, Hurts, and then we got a few out of the blue, Geno and Williams. So some players that struggled. Flacco kind of hit the wall. I expected that going against Packers, very formidable defense, but he only had 3.7 points, which is about 1,300 he was projected. Penix they're about ready to pull the plug on Penix. I think
they are.
Well,
so are they going to use Kirk Cousins again, or what are they going to do?
He did come in at the end of the game, but he had 3.8 points, 14 below projected. Russell Wilson, he came back down to earth, only 5 points.
They're going to start Jackson Dart now. Russell got benched.
Did he? Yeah. So I'm thinking, like I said, they may release him or try to. I don't think you get much for him with the trade, but they may release him. So he was about 13 points at 5. He had below projection. Trevor Lawrence only had about 7.8. No, not a lot of scoring in that game to begin with. 17 to 10, I believe, was the score. He was 10.5% points under projection. And then Browning, the guy from Cincinnati, he was projected to do about 19 points, and he ended up with about 8. So he's 11 under. This week, I'm looking at a few sleepers. I think that'll come back. I like Tua against the Jets on Monday night, the first of the doubleheader. I feel like they did give the Bills a pretty good run, and it seemed like their offense was starting to move a little bit more.
It's just that one mistake crucial at the end of the game.
Yeah, he just seems to have that one mistake, and he did that against the Bills as well. I don't think they were going to win that game, but they were making it a game a lot more than most people thought. And I believe Bo Nix will have a good week against Cincinnati. Cincinnati's defense is hurting.
Or is it the Broncos defense who's going to have a good week against Cincinnati?
Broncos defense has been consistently really good.
They could put Bo Nix on defense, and on the Broncos defense, he'll probably end up with fumble recovery and a pick six.
Could be. Cincinnati might be the defense to pick up this week. Yeah. So, and then that's all I got really on the quarterbacks. Do you have anything that you want to add on quarterbacks? Anybody that stood out to you that did well that you didn't expect, or that maybe struggled?
No.
That was supposed to do better. Okay. So we're going to jump right into the running backs then, okay? And my guys are all over this list, okay? So JT, Jonathan Taylor, was number 1, scoring 33.3, about 17 points above projected. Montgomery last night went off. He had 30.9.
Run after run after run.
Great night. I just wouldn't. I'm not saying I wouldn't want him on my team, but he is just one of those.
It's just those split backfields.
Exactly, and they're both really good.
Yeah, they could trade Gibbs if they wanted to, but it's a good 1-2 punch for them. It's a risky start for Gibbs or for Montgomery, because some weeks he'll do really good and he'll get the touchdowns, but they both did good last night and they really didn't have to throw at all.
Yeah, and I feel more, if I had Gibbs, I'd feel a lot more warm and fuzzy than having Montgomery, because it seems like Gibbs is pretty consistent getting his. Montgomery, but he sure
Montgomery does have those games, though.
He does, and last night he had 30.9, so he was 21 above projected. He was only projected to do 10 points. Mason, the guy that I drafted late in our draft for the Vikings, 25.6. Thank you, Aaron Jones. I don't mean any ill will to you, but appreciate you being out.
You can retire now.
I believe that he's going to, even when he comes back, I think Mason's going to
He'll probably have 60-40, and then he'll go 70-30 Mason.
As long as Mason stays healthy. And we've seen that late last year with the Niners, or when CMC was out. He was one of the top
backs.
Yeah, in fantasy during that time period. And then Gibbs, we mentioned him, so both backs.
You had the Lions backfield, you got 50 points right there.
Yeah, 24.4. He was about 9 above. And then out of nowhere, here's the guy that everyone was talking about, the rookie Hampton. Well, not quite as much as Genty, who I agree with you. I'm not real sold on him.
The problem with Hampton is, I don't know, I'm still not completely sold, but it's big that Najee Harris went out, and now it's Hampton's time to shine, because Najee Harris was going to take the role from him, but then he ended up getting injured.
Yeah, so now he got about 22 points, and he was 11 above projected. So struggled. Couple Chase Brown had a rough week. He only had 4, about 9 points below what he was supposed to get.
That sucked.
Tomorrow is about 7 points below at 6.1.
I wonder why.
And then Genty, we talked about him. He had 6.3, and he was about 7 points below as well. And another one I want to talk about struggling is the gentleman last night. And I mean, he's a workhorse. Yeah, Derrick Henry.
He's had 2 fourth-quarter fumbles in the same season. That's the most he's ever had. And it's only been 3 weeks.
Crucial fumbles, too, and just fumbles you cannot afford to have at that time.
And we were joking about it in the first week, right before he fumbled. Derrick Henry never fumbles, and like a couple plays after that, he fumbled.
I know, and it seems like that kind of comes in bunches, right? Once they fumble once, this almost like breaks that mystique.
And week 2, he sucked. He only had like 20 yards.
Mm-hmm. And a couple of guys that I think, are going to do well this week that, are kind of off the radar is Trey Benson. He's like the number one people are talking about on the waiver wire, obviously, with Connor.
Sadly, he got picked up right away. Not like he was picked up like week number 2. Well, someone jumped on him in our league.
I bet he went from 30%
to 97 or whatever
after James Conner went out. Yes. And they're a very run-heavy team. The Cardinals, they do run the ball a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Their coach really isn't. People are talking about that. He sucks. I forget what they're calling him, but it's a funny name. But
well, and the other gentleman, I think, Scatterboo.
That dude is crazy.
He is fun to watch. He's old school football.
He's funny.
Rock'em sock'em.
If you see his clips during practice, he's always screaming. Brian Daboll was doing an interview, and he's like, "Don't worry, Scatterboo's screaming back there."
And he had almost 20 points, I believe. So he had a great week.
And that Tracy's out too.
So. Yeah, so I feel like he's going to be. I had talked about drafting him, but he kind of went a little earlier in our draft than I had thought. So move us on. Do you have any other thoughts about running backs or anything? Anyone you?
I think Chase Brown will bounce back this week.
I do.
I think this is his week because he hasn't had 1 week where he's overperformed at all. I think he's finally going to get one of those. People are doubting him. People are putting him out of the top 20 running backs, and I think he's going to finally show his worth.
Well, he's going to have a tough time going against Denver at Denver. But I've seen it a million times. You're like, oh, this is a bad matchup. And next thing you know, the guy goes off.
Anything can happen. Points. So, it's NFL.
And I think that the Cincinnati's going to have to play a little close to the vest. They ain't going to be able to just whip it all around with Browning.
He just throws in more. Yeah.
They're going to need to do a little more, get into some second and shorts or third and breeze, type of thing, so that they're not relying on Browning to be throwing, 20-yard passes on third and long.
Constantly making mistakes.
Exactly. So. Okay, that's all I got for the backs, the quarterbacks and running backs. What do you got for receivers there?
So I have week 3 underperformers, and I have 4 guys that went 9 under, and that was Hetero McMillan, Deebo Samuel, T. Higgins, and Calvin Ridley. I'm scared for Calvin Ridley. I think that rookie Alec Ayo-Minor is going to be the number 1 guy there. He looks pretty solidified, and he's pretty consistent getting the touchdowns. Ridley doesn't look good, and I'm thinking about that he is a droppable player. He might be a droppable player.
I have him.
I know.
I have enough depth where I'm not too worried about it right now because I have Pearsall. Pearsall had got 18 on the bench.
Yeah, he's good.
And they really have nobody yet with Kittle still out and Juwan Jennings.
Ayuk's on his way back too.
Yes.
And then I have 2 of them that went 12 under. Zay Flowers didn't have a great week, and Malik Neighbors didn't have a great week, which that kind of sucks because he had 30 last week. So Russell Wilson wasn't throwing those moon balls. I don't know what Russell. I don't know. I don't know what to say about him.
Wow, that Kansas City defense.
He's kind of like Jameis Winston.
That Kansas City defense is pretty formidable too.
Yeah.
It's not like Kansas City is 1-2, okay, and nobody likes Kansas City. I get it. We're over it, right? But they they played some tough teams besides the Giants. I mean, the first two games were no picnic. So I believe that their defense, and they stayed in those games against the Eagles, and then the first week, who they played the first week?
The Bills. No, they played the Eagles.
The Eagles, and then the
second week.
Eagles
No,
was
they played
rematch.
second week. Yeah. Who did they play?
The Chargers.
The Chargers. They beat.
Who was turning out to be a pretty good team. But they were in both those games. They didn't get blown out or anything. I think their defense is pretty formidable. Their offense is just, I don't know what to figure out with their offense. It's
their running backs is not doing so good.
Exactly, and they don't really have any number one receivers. They're struggling.
So for the wide receiver overperformers, we'll get the only name star receiver out, and that's AJ Brown. He was 11 over. He got 22 points, projected 11. The rest of these names are nobodies. Or Sutton, he got 11 over. He got 22 points as well. But listen to these names. Tyquan Thornton from the Chiefs got 10 over. He was projected 5 points and he got 15. Torrey Horton from the Seahawks, the big punt return, or kick return, whatever, got 13 over. He was projected 3. Luther Burden from the Bears, the little flea flicker, got 19 over and he was projected 1 point.
He got 20. Yeah, I've seen that.
And Trey Tucker, who Geno was just throwing it up, got 33 over and he's projected 5. Geno doesn't look good this year. He doesn't look like his old self when he was in the Seahawks.
Well, he's struggling, yeah, but he had Tucker had almost 40 points in that. And matter of fact, the top scores were Tucker, Sutton, AJ Brown, Nico, and Burden. But there was a big drop off. I mean, Trey Tucker had almost 40 points, 38.9, and then it dropped down to Sutton was second at 22.8, and then it went down.
Yeah.
AJ Brown was at 21, and they were all consistently around 20 after that. And the one guy that we both talked about, and we were wrong up to this point, was
Puka Nacua.
Puka Nacua. Okay.
He's gotten like 25 every week.
Yeah, he's been consistent. He had like 19 this week, but he had 25, 21. He's been like the most consistent.
Good workhorse.
Up and down. So, but I am encouraged with Nico coming back and having a solid day, 21.4. He was actually number 4 on the list. So, and then the struggles, you had them all. The ones that I had struggling was the same one: Ridley's, Flowers, Neighbors, Higgins. And this week, I think it's the return of Jettas. Return of the Jettas. I believe that
is Carson Wentz still playing?
Carson will be playing.
Okay.
I believe McCarthy's out for a while.
I think if that game's a little closer than it was last time, Jettas will have 16 plus.
You just can't keep him down. I mean, he didn't have a terrible week or anything, but the guy has too much talent, and Wentz is not that bad.
Yeah, he's going to be throwing to Hawkinson and Jefferson all game.
Yeah, they're at Pittsburgh this week. And the other one is, I think you're McMillan at New England. I think he'll come back. He is.
I think he's going to get his first touchdown soon. He's due.
Yeah.
Good. For tight end underperformers, I struggled to find some. Like, I couldn't really find some.
No, me too.
So I got Tyler Warren 3 under, which is not that bad. I just couldn't find anybody. Tucker Kraft was 4 under. Sam Laporta was 4 under, and the most underperforming tight end I could find was Miss Taylor Swift's husband, engaged, Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce Swift. Yeah, he was 6 under. He only got 4.6. I had Bowers on there. He had a decent day, 7.8. But he is week in, week out, usually the top projected, right? He was projected around 12. So
he's not his old self.
No, he's still struggling, but he'll come around.
So, do you think Taylor Swift is going to change her name to Kelce, or is Kelce going to change to Swift? Because I don't think Swift's going to want to change.
I don't know, but I keep trying to invite her on our show because I figure if it did something for New Heights, we can take ours to another level too, But I keep getting turned down by Jason and Travis.
Tight end overperformers. Jake Ferguson was 7 over. Dalton Kincaid was 9 over. And most of you guys probably thought this guy was the highest performing tight end. Mark Andrews was 17 over, but he was not. Hunter Henry outperformed Mark Andrews and was 18 over this week.
Yeah, and there was a gap again. Hunter Henry and Andrews both were around 25, and then it dropped off to about 15 for Kincaid. And then I had Turd Ferguson He actually had a pretty good game at 14 in Hawkinson.
Andrews is on our waiver wire. Are you thinking about picking him up?
Who, Andrews?
Yeah.
I don't think he's out there, is he?
Yes, he is.
So is Kincaid. I'd rather have
No,
him.
Kincaid's not out there.
Someone picked him up.
Andrews is out there, though.
Okay. And then you have I think some bounce backs. I think Bowers will do well against Chicago. They're at home. And then I'm looking at Kraft to come back at Dallas. So
I'm liking Tyler Warren.
You like him, Tyler Warren?
I want him to get a touchdown.
Okay, so
let's take or I'll go out and you can do your gambling and then.
Well, let's do the defenses and kickers real quick. All I'm going to do is review who did well this week. Defenses, and this was the opponent I played again, my brother. This was his number one player. I think 34 points for Minnesota defense. When I was watching that, it was like, are you kidding me? The guy, number 2, Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Yeah, every time I turn around, he was scoring a touchdown for their defense. So, but they had 34. Pittsburgh was number 2 at 22, tied with Carolina out of nowhere. They had 22. And then the Colts had 20, and Tampa Bay came in at 19.
Colts looked legit.
And then the teams that struggled, Dallas had 0 points. Baltimore last night had -1. You can actually lose points in our league after so many points given up, but they had no sacks, no turnovers. So they gave up way too many points. They were -1. And Buffalo only had 3 points. So a couple teams there that struggled that normally don't. So, and then I like Bills this week against New Orleans. I think at home, and then I like Denver against Cincinnati at home. So, but Denver's been consistently in that they were like at 15. They were close to the top 5 this week. And then just kickers. The Tampa Bay kicker McLaughlin was number 1, 21. Your kicker for Seattle, Myers, had 17. Hardy from the Rams also had 17.
Playboy Hardy.
And then Fitzgerald from Carolina, 15. And then Gay from Washington had 14. And then Tony Romo struggled. He got no points. Of course, they got whitewashed against Carolina. And then Boswell had 3, and Fairburn. Both our kickers struggled with 3 and 4 respectively. So, okay, waiver wire wizard first. You got anything out there? I do have some that I have listed that I think.
Trey Benson, obviously, is going to be picked up by almost everybody. I'm looking at this guy named Woody Marks from the Texans. I know Joe Mixon is going to be back soon, but I think this Woody guy looks quite good, and he might get overshadowed by Joe Mixon because Joe Mixon is a good player. But if Joe Mixon re-injures himself, Woody Marks is going to be the guy.
Yeah, and I think Chubb. I've always liked Chubb. I do the Chubb with my belly. I had him on my team when he had a really good year. And it's just terrible what happened to him as far as the injury a couple of years ago. But I think he's on the backside of his career. Just doesn't seem to have that explosiveness.
As well as that backup Bears running back. If you're looking for a deep stash, maybe later in the year, that Kyle Mungai dude, he looks not that bad, but Swift just has to have something happen because Swift is a solid back.
Well, and I got Ollie Gordon, too, the second.
I don't understand the hype around him at all. Sure, he's big. He is really tall. He's like taller than their whole team. But is he going to outperform a Chain ever? No. Is it Chain?
But Chain has been known to be out and having injuries, and he gets so much usage that he wouldn't be bad to have someone sitting on your back. And he's getting more goal line touches, Gordon, than a Chain.
If we're still talking about running backs, I like Kareem Hunt too. I think he's going to get the starting job over Pacheco.
Is just not doing real well. And then, believe it or not, in our league, well, Kincaid was out there, but we also have Turd Ferguson out there too.
He is out there.
So, and then as far as receivers, Romeo Doubs is out there. Although I think
Matthew Golden is going to shine over.
He's starting to come around, Matthew Golden, and then Downs for the Colts.
That team is just explosive.
I know the Colts have been really crazy. I think they finally signed a punter this week, right? I was saying I could have been the punter for the first 2 weeks.
You'd make us rich.
Yeah, I know. I should have got their paycheck. I wouldn't even had to go out there. I could have just had some beers like I do on a normal Sunday.
And even if you didn't punt that far, they were up by 20 points. It didn't matter.
That's right. So now, hello, we're here. You got the hair and the face. We have let's introduce my lovely wife, Levi's mom. Sheila, Miss Sheila, welcome to the podcast with a clap in here. Hi. You're enamored by being there. I want to ask you a few questions before we dive into these predictions, okay?
Okay.
So, Sheila, what do you do for a living?
I wasn't prepared for that question. It's nothing to do with football.
Well, tell us what you do.
I'm a therapist.
A therapist. There you go.
Our show is really inspiring for guests. We had a guest a couple weeks ago, Nancy, if you watched her show, and now she's all about our picks and predictions, and she's all about football. Maybe we can change this one too because she's my mom, and I want her to enjoy a lot.
Nancy's
football
pissed. She went 8-8. She's pissed. She said she did 13-3 this week.
Well, too bad she's in North Dakota.
Well,
It doesn't count.
She's coming back. She's going to be back on the show. She wants another shot. So we'll let her go 9-7 or something. So let's talk a little bit about your history with football. Okay, so when did you start watching football?
When I started dating you. So that would have been about 25 years.
25 years, huh? And what have you learned in that time?
I've learned what a field goal is and a touchdown.
And who is your favorite team?
And my favorite, I don't know.
Yeah,
It used to be the Rams.
And you also learned don't bother me on Sundays, right? Right? Well, she hasn't learned that
Sure.
one yet, so I guess.
I don't think so.
Who's your favorite team?
What team do you like? You like the Cardinals, right? Local team.
She likes the Bears. The Bears.
The Bears. I like
The Bears. That's a good story.
I like the Commanders.
the Commanders. I like the Vikings.
What about the Cowboys?
No.
No, like Cowboys.
No.
How about the Steelers?
No.
Oh, Chiefs.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
really.
Okay.
They've had it.
What
enough.
about the Dolphins?
Yeah, not really.
The Bills?
They're okay.
So, have you ever made picks, like predicted who
No.
will win the game?
Oh yes, every year when we have the Super Bowl party.
Well, not like that's for money, right?
Yes.
That's fine. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go in there. We're gonna go back and forth. Name the games. You just simply got to pick what team you think will win. I will tell you who's favored in the game. Give
Can
you
I
a little
keep track
tip.
of this so I know?
I
Or
will
you-
keep track for you.
Dad will
Okay.
tell the
Once we
Dad
have
will
it
say the
recorded.
game names, and then you will hear the game name and you'll pick first.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Nervous?
No.
Okay. Relax. You're doing great. So
Thanks.
I might need a therapist after this. So, okay. So we're starting with Thursday night football. Big game in the house, right? We got Seattle, the Seahawks at the Cardinals right here in the Valley. The Seahawks are 2-1. The Cardinals are 2-1. And actually, Seattle is favored by 1 point. It's basically a pick-em. So who are you picking there?
That's a tough one.
Oh, great!
Why don't we go to that game?
My teacher's going to that game.
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks.
Going with
'Cause
Seahawks.
Levi.
Okay, so we got one on the Seahawks. Levi, who do you have?
The Seahawks.
I have the Seahawks too. I've seen this time. I mentioned it when I was doing my against the spread. That we've seen them twice here, and Seahawks always win here in the.
They
Valley,
haven't
right?
lost to the Cardinals in 4 years.
There you go. So I think they'll continue.
Mm-mm.
I think it's going to be a good game.
It's always a good game. It's never not a good
I
game.
know it is. It's field goals, the last second touchdown.
Yeah, we probably should have tried to go to that game. It would be fun. It's a Thursday night game. My mom's down to go. Like, what the hell? Usually it's not you.
Well, it's work. We got to work. That's what sucks.
What day is it?
Unless
It's on
you
a
guys
Thursday.
start hitting the like and subscribe and get us to 1 million viewers, then we don't have to work. So I kind of blame you guys out there.
I wonder who
So
just got that
all right.
done.
So what do you got for next game?
Vikings at the Steelers.
This is a Sunday morning game. Good morning here in Arizona at 6 a.m. Get up, get your coffee,
Why is it so
wake up,
early?
because they have it overseas. So it's the Vikings at the Steelers or overseas.
I'm definitely going for the Vikings.
You got Vikings. Okay, Levi, who do you? I have the
I have
Steelers.
the Steelers.
I did too. So, okay. Next one, I got the Saints at the Bills. Saints are 0-3. The Bills are
Are
3-0.
3-0.
The Bills are favored by just 16 points.
I'm going for the Bills.
I'm going the Bills.
I think that's a no-brainer.
Josh Allen's going to
Aldous,
be done by the third quarter.
what do you got next, Levi?
Browns at the Lions.
Browns at the Lions. And the Browns are 1-2. Lions are 2-1. Lions are favored by 9.
I
Who
might.
do you have? She goes first. Ladies first. Browns at the Lions.
I'm gonna go for the Lions.
Okay.
I think the Browns will play a good defensive game, but I think the Lions will be.
I got the Lions comfortably. I don't think
How
they'll
do you
cover
know? How do you keep score on there?
Okay. Touchdowns are 7. Field goals are 3.
No. I'm memorizing what I'm putting down.
I'm putting check marks by yours.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Okay.
next one is Panthers at the Patriots.
Panthers at the Patriots. Patriots are favored by 5.5. They're both 1 and 2. So who do you want? Panthers at the Patriots.
Think of Sean.
What is it? What's the score? 1 and 2 and 1 and 2?
Yeah, they're both 1 and 2.
I'll go for the Panthers just because of Sean.
I'm going to take Panthers too. This is my upset special.
I don't think it's considered an upset because the Patriots are Butterfingers, but I'm going to take the Panthers.
Okay, so we all three have Panthers. All right, how about Chargers at Giants? So, and the Chargers are favored by 6.5.
They're 3-0,
and the Giants are 0-3.
This is hard for me. I'm not sure about this one.
Why? What is concerning?
Because I don't do these.
Maybe pick the Giants then.
Giants or Chargers? Chargers or Giants?
Chargers.
Which ones are favored?
The Chargers by 6.5. Almost a touchdown.
Have the Giants won yet?
No.
I'll go for the Giants.
All right. I'm taking Chargers.
I'm taking Chargers.
This one's probably the best game, early game at least. Eagles at the Bucks. They're both 3-0.
I like this game. I struggled to pick this one.
So the Eagles are favored by 3.5 at the Bucks. Who do you got? Eagles or Buccaneers? Buccaneers or Eagles? Eagles or Buccaneers?
I'm gonna go for the Buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
I'm gonna go Bucks too.
I am too. I think this is the week that the Eagles finally lose.
If you put a game-winning drive in Baker's hand, you're gonna lose.
He is crazy. So, okay, what do you got next?
Titans at Texans, 0-3 and 0-3. We're gonna get our first winner.
Someone's gonna be 0-4. Exciting, and on their way to the first round, number one
I don't
pick.
know about that one either.
The Texans are actually favored by 7 at home against the Titans.
I'll go for the Titans.
I'm going Texans.
Titans, I'm taking Texans as well. So how about the Commanders at the Falcons? Commanders are favored by 1.5.
Can we make out a score
2
thing
and
so I
1,
can
1
watch
and
the
2.
games?
What?
So I can pay attention.
We've got this all. We've got a whole
I know, but I want to
staff
see
in the
if
back.
I'm winning or not.
We've got a whole group of people. Look at, hey, hi Tom, George, Sally. I'm glad to have you. Hey,
Tyler Swift.
yes, Tyler
Swift.
I'm trying to get Taylor Swift's older brother, but
Maybe on Halloween.
they're the Kelsey brothers are blocking me. I don't know those guys, but yeah, we got a whole staff back there. We're gonna be okay. We'll tell you who you picked, and you can watch the games and all that
Okay,
stuff.
who's next?
Okay, so we got the Commanders. They're favored by 1.5. Close. They're 2-1 against the 1 and 2 Falcons at the Falcons.
Is Jaden Daniels back?
Jaden Daniels is questionable, but I believe he should be back.
Who are you gonna take?
I'll take the Falcons.
Falcons.
No, I'm kidding. I'll take the Commanders.
Oh yeah, you want to be able to live in peace, right? Yeah, it don't matter. I'm taking Commanders. Imagine that.
You pick the Commanders every week.
What do you
Well,
take?
I've got 2 out of 3 right, just like I've been
I'm
going.
taking the Commanders.
Okay, so all right, so we did the Browns Lions. How about the Colts
at the Rams?
Colts are 3-0.
I struggled with this one too.
The Rams are 2-1. Me too. But who do you like?
I gotta go for the Rams.
She likes the Rams. I'm taking the Rams too, Levi.
I'm gonna take Danny Jones and Indiana Quest, and I'm gonna take the Colts.
Danny Jones and the Monkeys.
They're gonna go 4-0.
Daydream believer. Okay.
Jags at Niners.
Jags at the Niners. Jags are 2-1. Niners are 3-0. Niners are favored by a field goal.
I gotta go for the Niners for Linus.
I got them too.
I do too.
Okay. Next, we got the Bears and the Raiders. The Bears, your Bears are both 1 and 2. Raiders are favored. It's a pick'em game. Raiders are favored by 0.5 point.
I'm definitely going for the Bears.
The Bears.
Me too. I'm going the Bears.
I'm taking the Raiders at home. Okay. What's next?
Ravens at the Chiefs. Another good game.
1 and 2. Who would think these two teams would be 1 and 2 at this
One of
point?
them's gonna go 1-3.
And the Ravens are actually favored by 2.5 at the Chiefs.
I'm going for the Ravens.
Are you, Levi?
Ravens.
Okay, I'm taking the Chiefs. Okay, Sunday night football. Packers at the Cowboys.
Hey,
Packers are favored by a touchdown.
hey, Packers fans. Sorry for your rough loss last week. I don't
The
know
Browns,
if
really?
you're in
The
depression. What's going on? I hope that if you need help, just call our number. We're right here. We're
Yeah.
by your side. We've been through
That's
it too.
why we bring a therapist on board here. So
It's just for Packers fans, really.
So who do you got? Packers at the Cowboys. Sunday night football.
I gotta go for the Packers.
Okay, she's got Packers. I got Packers
I got
too.
Packers.
Okay. All right, Jets and Dolphins.
Doubleheader.
Another Monday night football doubleheader, right? And a couple 0-3ers again. Jets at the Dolphins. Dolphins are favored by 2.5. Jets,
Yep.
Dolphins.
I gotta go for the Jets.
Going for the Jets. I'm taking Dolphins.
I'm going to take the Dolphins.
Okay, go wrap us up with the last game, Levi.
Bengals at the Broncos.
Bengals at the Broncos. Broncos are favored by almost 8 points, 7.5.
Okay.
This is where you insert your guess or
I'll go
your
for the
choice.
Broncos.
Broncos.
Yeah, why not?
I'm taking the Broncos too.
I'm taking Broncos, but I think it's going to be a good Monday night football game.
I think so too. I think
Do you
both
think
of
I
them
should go for
actually.
the Bengals?
If you want. Mr. Cutie Pie's over there, but he's hurt.
Oh, he is? Is he hurt?
Yeah, he got his toe injured.
His toe?
Yeah, and he's out for almost the whole season.
Over a toe?
Yeah.
Joe Burrow.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
that broke his toe. Yeah. Well, you want me to break your toe? You'll see what it's like. All right. So you stay with the Broncos
Yeah.
because we got to wrap this up before.
Oh,
midnight.
sure.
Okay. So, appreciate
Power
it.
rankings.
All right. So you can stay right here while we do our power rankings because I know how much you're interested in that.
You go to your 10 through 6.
Okay.
What are you doing?
This is where we pick through the first 3 weeks of football who we feel are the best teams in football. So we start with number 10 and go through number 1. Each of us have looked at all these things. We've hours and hours of tape. All our staff is helping us out. We're getting advice. We're calling experts. We're doing all this stuff. I mean, you can hear, well, you're always complaining that all the computers running and all that stuff going on, all to come up with this power ranking. So it's very vital.
Do you need me here?
Yeah.
Yes, I do,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
you're eye
Emotional
candy.
support.
So
I'm eye candy. Yeah, okay.
okay, so just out of the top 10, you're good for ratings. What can I say? Plus, if we have a meltdown,
Wow.
well, if we have a meltdown, then we got a therapist on board here. So.
Eye candy, though? Is that the right word?
Well, yeah, she's beautiful. What are you talking about? You don't look at her in the same way.
Out there?
Well, I'm saying it on tape. Now I'm locked in, I guess. Okay, so here we go. All right, so these are the teams that just ended up on the outside. Commanders, Rams, and Rams. I got Rams twice.
Why?
I just, it really was tough this week to get 10 teams. You know what I mean? It was really tough because, okay, so number 10, I got the Niners in there, 3-0.
They're on my verge. They're 11.
So they're new on my top 10. They're coming in at 10. Then I have the Ravens at 9. They dropped 5 on me. They were number 4. Seahawks, I got them up 1. They're at 8. They were 9 last week. I have the Colts jumping up 3 spots to number 7. They were 10. And then I got the Packers dropping down 4 from 2 to 6.
At number 10, I have the Seahawks. The reason I have them, people are going to be like, they beat the Saints. But we didn't just beat the Saints. We belt to ass them. And whenever you look at
What'd you do to them?
Belt to ass.
Belt to ass.
Beat their ass.
Oh.
Okay, then.
Belt to ass.
BTA.
Wow, you've heard it here first, folks.
But whenever
need to get some shirts that say belt to ass.
Why the Cardinals aren't on here when they beat the Saints is because they didn't look so dominant. We put the BTA. At number 9, we have the Rams. At number 8, I have the Colts. At number 7, I have the Packers. And at number 6, I have the Ravens. I probably should have the Packers above the Ravens, and that's my mistake, but I'm just going to go with it.
Okay. Number 5 for me is Chargers. They stayed the same. Number 4, I have the Bucks. They went up 3 for me from 7 to 4. They just find a way to win. You know,
They're good.
Lions,
I like
I have them up 3. I'm starting to believe in the Lions. I kind of, the Lions were hot the last couple of years, and you kind of going into this year, you thought, well, they're probably on their way down. It doesn't really look like it. They beat a good team last night, the Ravens, and did it pretty comfortably. So I have them up 3 from 6 to number 3. Number 2, I got the Bills. They moved from 3 to 2. And number 1, and I know you're going to give me crap, but I've got the Eagles. Until someone beats the Eagles, defending champs, they found a way against the Rams. It wasn't pretty, but I have them number 1.
We have the same top 5, just rearranged because that Eagle bullcrap is annoying. So at number 5, I have the Chargers. At number 4, I do have the Lions. At number 3, I have the Bucks. I think the Bucks over the Lions. At number 2, I do have the Eagles, and at number 1, I have the Bills. The Bills are just better than the Eagles. The Rams should have beat the Eagles comfortably. They choked. They had 20. It was like they just literally choked that game away.
Yeah, well, there's been a lot of that happening and stuff. The team that I'm kind of thinking, I got the Ravens all the way down to 9. I'm wondering what's going on with. Oh my goodness, I'm wondering what's going on with Lamar Jackson. He didn't seem to have that explosiveness.
Lamar?
Yeah, he did. I mean, he was getting bottled up. He got sacked 7 times. When's the last time you heard him get sacked with all his elusiveness and stuff? He just didn't. He looked like Samuel L. Jackson too last night. Did you notice that?
Lions are a good team.
This is kind of boring.
Yeah.
That's our outro right there.
That's our So, all right. So, do you have anything you want to add other than that you're bored?
No, thank you for having me.
Oh wow, we loved having you.
You're such a piece of eye candy.
Yeah. So we got so
Levi.
Okay. So, anyway, do you have anything you want to add, Levi?
No.
We're very excited.
Go Seahawks on Thursday.
Yes, we're ready for football. Week 4. Let's do it. Thank you all for joining us. Hit like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.